good, y'all boys? It's Dub Bits, and I'm coming at you with another reaction video. I got my glasses on today. Prescription, like I promised you, I can't see. Glasses on today. I really hope this video can prove to me, glasses on and all, that Larry Bird is better than LeBron James. Y'all keep, bro. This video was sent to me on my Instagram at tb.dub. If you have a video you want to send me, send it to me on, like, send it on up. Like, that's the best way for me to get these videos. But bro sent me this and he said this is going to prove, like this is just going to prove the case that Larry Bird is the best of all time. I honestly believe that Larry Bird should be he should be ranked higher on everyone's list. He's top 5. I don't know, bro, because I don't know, because I like Shaq. I like Shaq and all that. But bro, I don't know. But Shaq not a top 5 player. But bro, okay. That's another, you know. Hopefully this video can prove to me that he is better than LeBron James. To this day, all I think that he can do better than LeBron is shoot. LeBron has everything else. That's my opinion. My opinion. And I really want y'all to know, being mad at me in the comments does not do anything. I promise you. This youngin doesn't know anything about basketball. I will love your comment and keep going, OG. Simple. Like, and that's no disrespect. I'm ready to get into this video. If you're new, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you have a video that you want me to react to, send it to me on my Instagram at tb.dub. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this video.
Basketball is special. The size of the court and the lack of pads or helmets give fans the most intimate experience of a team sport that exists. And because of the different styles that basketball allows for, players develop their own distinct identities and signature styles through their creativity, flair,
There's no doubt.
and
That's
athleticism.
Facts. Oh my, bro, the Clippers, dangerous team. Dangerous team.
And although no player succeeds alone, the scoring volume and two-way nature of the sport give individual stars a nearly unprecedented amount of control over the flow and outcome of a game. For this reason, players are constantly compared to their peers and to the legends of the past in order to answer the most hotly contested question in the sport: who's the greatest to ever do it? For many, the question is redundant. They believe in only one right answer.
And I'm telling you, okay, look, I'm not finna pause a lot. I'm finna let this play out. This thing 18 minutes long. I don't like that they compare everybody to everybody. Just because somebody looked up to somebody doesn't mean you should compare them. There's one LeBron. The only person you should compare something to is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Just because Kobe really, bro, he really studied MJ's game. He got that down pat.
Others might have their own personal stance, but acknowledge one or two alternatives. But I believe that there's much more nuance to the question of greatness and more answers to it than you might think. By my count, there are 8 players in NBA history that have a substantial claim as the GOAT. It's a subjective thing, though. I can't give you a definitive answer. All I can do is make the argument. So today, I'll be making the case for Larry Bird as the greatest basketball player of all time.
That was a good intro. Excellent intro.
When it comes to basketball, Larry Bird is the smartest, clutchest player to ever play the game. Now, if you don't think that Larry Bird is the greatest basketball player of all time, you probably hate that I just said that. Those are the kind of talking head sport cliches that surely impact the game but are impossible to empirically measure. Normally, I'd agree with you, but I think that when you talk about Larry Bird, you see those intangibles become real, palpable results. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't believe it. When Larry Bird was drafted by the Boston Celtics in 1978, the NBA needed saving. Attendance was in the toilet, the league had few marketable stars, cocaine addiction had several players in its grasp, and most damning of all, playoff games were being tape delayed. Playoff games at the highest level of basketball were being put in the back seat for black and white movies and network reruns. But rather than join the Celtics after being taken 3rd overall, Larry Bird decided to return for his final year at Indiana State, a decision that would prove to be one of the most important in the history of the sport.
Oh, that was nice.
Bird's final year saw
the
Sycamores tear through college basketball, going 33-0.
Hold on, that was nice. That was nice. I'm finna pay attention, but I gotta see that fake again.
That would prove to be one of the most important in the history of the sport. Bird's final year saw the Sycamores tear through college basketball, going 33-0 before the national championship game. Bird, already claimed by the NBA's most historic and prestigious franchise, had established himself as the generational talent who would inherit the mantle of pro basketball. Indiana State's opponent in the national championship was Michigan State, captained by the immortal Earvin Magic Johnson. The Sycamores lost the championship to the more talented Spartans in the highest rated game in the history of basketball at any level still to this day. The stage had been set. The next decade of basketball would be defined by the rivalry between the white hick from French Lick and his Boston Celtics and the black Magic and his Showtime Lakers. The rivalry between Bird and Johnson is entwined into the fabric of the NBA and is worthy of 100 documentaries. In this video, though, we're going to be looking at Bird's claim of supremacy.
I've seen so much. My dad told me so many stories about Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Bro, I think they had a video game. I think it was him and Magic Johnson or Larry Bird and Michael Jordan that had a video game. And my dad said if you had Larry Bird, you won. Like, he was just like a cheat code or something. I heard so many stories about them, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. I have to react to one of their games. I have to. But what's the best one? I have to.
Here's Bird's basketball resume. His 3 championships come with perhaps the highest collective degree of difficulty of any player's championships. His 3 MVPs came consecutively, making him only the 3rd player to accomplish the feat, along with Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. His 2 finals MVPs are misleading. He was absolutely the best player on the '81 Celtics, but he was only a sophomore, and his 15 points per game in the finals gave the media an excuse to exact a little vengeance on a legendarily difficult interview. His All-Star and first-team selections also come with the caveat that Bird only played for 13 seasons and missed all but 6 games of the '89 season following surgeries on both feet. I can hear you already. A 13-year career, and this guy is supposed to be the GOAT? What color of paint are you huffing, Clayton? Green, obviously. But hear me out. Yeah,
I like him. That boy
lasted about 2/3 as long as it should have. But what he did in that time was so impressive and so substantial that every basketball fan acknowledges that he's in the conversation as the greatest ever. Doesn't it matter that those 13 years saved professional basketball, delivered a disproportionate amount of memorable moments, defined the golden age of the league, and produced a career by which all other forwards, before or since, are measured? Bird squeezed every drop of talent out in those 13 years and made it seem more like 30. He didn't just leave his fingerprints on the game. He left so much of his DNA in the sport that it needed a cigarette afterwards. There's something to be said about the candle that lasts half as long but burns twice as bright. Those 3 MVP years stack up with any other run by any other player. I will put an A+ Larry Bird season up against anyone's. What does an A+ Larry Bird season look like? A full box score, a blowout win, a nearly undefeated record at home, and a play style that could only be described one way: white. Larry Bird isn't just a white basketball player, he's the white basketball player.
Facts.
To describe Larry Bird's game is to thumb through the Hoops dictionary and pick out every cliche about white players. Unathletic, great shooter, good fundamentals, the whole thing. The archetype of a white basketball player is Larry Bird, with one exception. He had an unparalleled understanding of the game of basketball, both as a physical contest and as a mental competition. His basketball IQ infected everything he did and catapulted his career into legend. Bird was a complete player. Jerry West called him nearly as perfect as you can get. He was the league's first great marksman. He could contort his body to shoot from anywhere on the court, regardless of the level of defense. He pioneered the art of the dagger 3 and was the founding member of the 50-40-90 club. At 6'9", Bird's understanding of angles and coordination led to a higher rebounding average than Patrick Ewing, and it made him an impressively adept finisher in his younger years. In '86, Bird dropped 47 points on the Blazers, playing the majority of the game left-handed. His lack of quick lateral movement meant that Bird didn't do much when it came to slapping the floor and picking up the opposing point guard, but his size and omniscience.
46 points. Left-handed? Bro, what the? 46 points. For you to, bro, in your right hand,
gave him the ability to body similarly sized players, read defenses like a free safety, and pick off passing lanes.
Nah, that's crazy.
His passing was transcendent, and I'll highlight it later. And of course, you need to know that Larry Bird was a tough MFer.
He was, for sure.
He had a superhuman mode.
I knew that. The trash talking video that I reacted to, yeah. You can't tell me he wasn't tough.
And dove for loose balls like a beagle at the park. He was a willing participant in his share of fights, often precipitated by his league-renowned trash talk.
I wish I could react to his fights, but YouTube be tripping.
He should have stayed in preaching. That was funny. He had 50 points.
Wait, what he said?
He should have
Precipitated by his league-renowned trash talk.
Leverett told Robert Reed to stay there. He should have stayed in preaching. That was funny. He had 50 points. I was guarding in my rookie year. He looked at me and he goes, "You can't stop me." And I looked at him and said, "Gosh, boy, you're so confident." He proceeded to score like 10 straight points on him. The coach took me out the game. He walks by and he's laughing at me.
That's tough.
He'd be a step ahead, a thought ahead. Play the game like a chess game. I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing him. You have to get inside his mind.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Wait, hold on. What names did he say?
His mind.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
Question. Who's winning one-on-one? Bird or Michael Jordan? That's the only question. That's the only thing I want to see. When you comment on the video, just make sure that you answer that. Like, whatever part of your comment, make sure you answer that. I really want to know y'all's opinion on that.
Did you notice something during those testimonies? Those are some of the best basketball players of all time, and they all sing Bird's praises like they were former assassins who had to go toe-to-toe with John Wick.
That's what I'm saying.
Bird excelled during one of the most talent-rich periods in league history. The abridged list of his basketball rivals goes like this: Dr. J and Moses Malone on the Philadelphia 76ers, Sidney Moncrief on the Milwaukee Bucks, Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer and the Bad Boy Pistons, Dominique Wilkins on the Atlanta Hawks, Bernard King on the New York Knicks, Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson on the Houston Rockets, and of course, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the Los Angeles Lakers.
That team two-step.
Right, there's no point avoiding it any longer. We have to look at Magic versus Larry. If you have Magic over Larry, it's because he has 5 rings to Larry's 3, had a peak that lasted about 2 or 3 years longer than Larry's, and had a 2-1 record against Bird's Celtics in the finals. Perfectly legitimate, completely respectable arguments.
So he
but in
is.
the interest of making
better?
Bird's case, allow me to retort. For nearly the entire decade,
No. If he had all of that, how is he not better than Bird?
Larry's 3
Let me
Larry.
hold on.
If you have Magic over Larry, it's because he has 5 rings to Larry's 3, had a peak that lasted about 2 or 3 years longer than Larry's, and had a 2-1 record against Bird's Celtics in the finals. Perfectly legitimate, completely respectable arguments. But in the interest of making Bird's case, allow me to retort. For nearly the entire decade of the 1980s, the Eastern Conference was irrefutably the more competitive conference between the two. Considering the competition, for Bird to have made 5 finals appearances is just as impressive as Magic's 9. As for the head-to-head record responsible for Magic's 2 extra titles, he had more help. Seriously, the Celtics' Big 3 and the Lakers' Big 3 get compared all the time historically as if they were of equal caliber,
I forgot.
but weren't Magic.
I forgot he had that. I forgot his team was stacked. All right, I forgot about
Magic's
that.
accomplices just a step above Bird's. No disrespect at all to Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, but Kareem was the alpha dog on the 71 Bucks and was the best player for at least 2 of the Lakers' 5 titles.
All right, I feel you on that. Yeah, that makes sense.
James Worthy was the #1 pick out of UNC after winning a championship as the best player on a team that had Michael Jordan on. Throw in the fact that Magic got to be coached by Pat Riley, one of the most brilliant minds in basketball history, and you could say that the Magic Bird argument comes down to one thing: luck. So if their careers come down to luck, the question just becomes who you would rather take. Now, I'm not making this video to tell you why you shouldn't take Magic. I'm making this video to tell you why you should take Bird. Not just over Magic, but over everybody. One thing that helps him is the fact that his play would translate perfectly into the league today. A 6'9" sharpshooting forward with eyes in the back of his head who
That's one thing I'm pretty sure I said this in another video. Bird, bro, come on, Bird. He can come into the league and fit right in. It's people, bro. Come on. His game is gonna last forever. Like, come on, bro. Like he can play in any decade of basketball. He can play in.
Average double-digit rebounds in an era against Moses
And he was aggressive.
He'd gobble up boards as a power forward.
He'll bully people from today.
Against everybody as a small ball center, and his off-ball skills and passing would pair perfectly with the flow of today's game.
Facts.
Add in his competitive mania and 3 generations worth of medical advancements, and we're talking about a player who could have stuck around so long they would have had to rename the league.
If he would have had the right training,
of Bird, I would hope that
the
you would
trainers, come on,
he
bro.
always knows where everybody is. Watching Bird play basketball is like watching those monsters from A Quiet Place that know where you are if you make any noise at all.
I gotta watch that movie again because of this.
Bordered on the unnatural. In '85, he ended up 1 steal away from a quadruple-double after playing just the first 3 quarters. His passing was famously infectious and helped transform the Celtics of the 80s into an ideal that basketball teams at all levels are still shown tape of. They moved the ball with precision and intent, always looking for better shots and determined to get the entire team involved in the effort. That fact is almost entirely attributable to Bird and his wizardry with the ball. This acumen also helped Bird become the only player with a GOAT claim to transition successfully into other basketball roles after his playing career. In his 3 years as the head coach of the Pacers, Bird won a Coach of the Year award, coached the Pacers to their first and only finals appearance, and gave Michael Jordan as much trouble as he'd ever gotten in his career in the '98 Eastern Conference Finals. After moving into a front office role for Indiana, he won Executive of the Year in 2012, becoming the only person to have an MVP, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year award. On the court,
is he still coaching for the Indiana?
Inside and out, Larry Bird sees basketball as only he can. That intelligence also lent itself to Bird's defining skill, making the big plays. Remember, NBA players get paid to win games. James Harden is getting paid nearly $40 million this year because he's supposed to help the Rockets win games. Victory can be achieved in a lot of ways, and the win column doesn't care how it happens. As Mark Sinclair once said,
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
Facts.
but when your team is down 1 in a crucial playoff game with 8 seconds left, and you need to hit a shot to stay in the series and keep your season alive, that's where players really separate themselves and earn their money. Love it or hate it, it's the players that come through in the big moments that live forever in our memories.
Facts.
Some players, for whatever reason, were never able to do it consistently. Some players were truly outstanding at it.
Facts.
Larry Bird was the best at it.
I heard stories he used to tell people what he was going to do too, and then do it.
I'm not going to give you the stats about his field goal shooting under 2 minutes with a score that's this close, or tell you who has the most buzzer beaters, or any of that.
Take that for data.
I'm just going to show you clutch moments in clutch situations. 1985 against the Blazers. Bird drops 48 points, including this. Down 1 with 2 seconds left.
Inbound pass, they're double teaming Bird. Larry, fake, fall away.
That's a tough shot. That's a tough
1985
shot.
against the Hawks. Bird sets the Celtics scoring record with 60 points with shots like these.
They open the right side. Bird the fall away.
That's good, D. That's just a tough shot.
Best shooting I've ever seen.
1986 against the Rockets. Not all of Bird's clutch moments were singular. The bigger the moment, the bigger his performance. In Game 6 of the 1986 NBA Finals, Bird clinches the championship with a triple-double in what he calls the best game he ever played.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a three. I bet he gets it.
1987 against the Washington Bullets. Bird hits one shot to tie it before it's waved off because of a timeout. Hits another shot to tie it up for real.
Crowd is standing up. It goes now to Bird. Bird goes up top.
That's crazy.
And then in double overtime, down 1, he does this.
It's going to go Bird. He's got a shot. Get it.
Yeah, at that point, everybody just walk off. He done hit
For
3 game winners,
from 1986 to 1988, the three-point contest knew no other champion but Larry Bird.
Wait, how long?
1988. For 3 years, from 1986 to 1988, the three-point contest knew no other champion but Larry Bird.
He's still going to drop one here quickly. 14. This is a tie for the money. Yo!
That's the first video I ever seen of Larry
1987
Bird
Eastern Conference
that
Finals,
made me
Game
a
5.
fan.
Tied at 2 games apiece against the Bad Boy Pistons, this enormous game would put the winner 1 game away from the NBA Finals. The Pistons are up 1 with seconds remaining. The ball goes out of bounds off the Celtics. Isaiah Thomas won
How was
with
that off
seconds
of him?
remaining. The ball goes out 1
He
game
didn't
away
hit
from the NBA
He didn't hit it
Finals.
off of
The
him?
Pistons are up 1 with seconds remaining. The ball goes out of bounds off the Celtics. Isaiah Thomas just needs to inbound the ball to win the game.
Oh, it don't matter.
There are truly too many big games and big moments for me to go through without this ending up as a documentary. But that all leads me to this, what I really want to talk about. 1987, NBA Finals, Game 4 against the Lakers. LA is up 2-1, and the Celtics need to win to tie the series and stay alive. Bird hits a 3 with 12 seconds left to go up by 2.
Bird goes for 3.
Green comes down and gets fouled with 8 seconds left. He makes the first, but misses the second. LA ends up with the ball with 7 seconds left, down 1 point.
In the low post, being guarded by Dennis Johnson.
Byron Scott is in
That was a pass right there.
Magic hits this, the baby skyhook.
Oh, good shot. Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
2 seconds left, down 1.
Dennis Johnson on the inbound. Bird fires it.
What do you think happens?
But I thought my internet cut off. Oh.
I bet it wasn't that. When I paused the tape and the ball was hanging in the air, you thought it was going in.
I thought it went in.
Bird thought it was going in. Magic thought it was going in. I've seen this game before, and I still think it's going to go in.
I thought it went in.
But it didn't. Pat Riley said it himself. We got lucky. And that, a missed shot in the NBA Finals, is why he's the clutchest. Because after he makes the big plays, has the big games, hits the big shots, time and time again, you expect him to hit every shot, to win every game. And in those fleeting moments when he doesn't, when he looks like a mere human, when he looks like everyone else who tries to do what he
I
does,
like the way he
you
breaks
just
down
can't
his
believe it.
videos.
That's what Larry Bird did.
He
made
not
the big
breaking down
plays so
nobody
often,
else,
you thought
like,
he
he
was gonna
giving
make
real
them
deal,
every
like-
time. He helps
I
turn
like that.
basketball into a global phenomenon, paving the way for every Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James who comes through our lives. He played basketball in its purest form and captained a team that is consistently ranked among the greatest of all time.
Facts.
He has the second highest win percentage in the history of the NBA, behind Magic by less than 0.5%, about 10 games. He was the complete package, a player with no holes in his game whatsoever. They called him Basketball Jesus. He didn't get that name without doing
Look at him. You look at him and he go on the court. You're not expecting him to just do you in. And I'm sorry, but I'm not calling him Basketball Jesus. That's not happening.
something extraordinary. He saved basketball, and he did it by playing it better than anyone else. Here's Magic at Bird's retirement in 1993.
Larry Bird said that there would be another Larry Bird one day. And Larry, there will never,
Ever.
ever be another Larry Bird. To the greatest basketball player ever, but more important, a friend forever.
Nah, I like that. I like that. That was tough. That was tough. Hey, this was a good video. I like watching these type of videos because, bro, he didn't bring nobody down. He didn't speak bad about Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? He didn't speak bad about Magic. He didn't speak bad about LeBron. Like, he really just like gave you his reason of saying, bro, like, look, Larry Bird should be considered a GOAT, and he is. No, he should be considered the GOAT. You know what I mean? Like, bro, and like, you gotta respect that. I like this video. This video was like, yeah, I like this video. Y'all know me, LeBron, of course, greatest of all time. But y'all, bro, I really want to know, who is Larry Bird? Y'all GOAT? Is Larry Bird the greatest of all time to you? And let me know down below why you feel that way. Man, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at tb.dub. Let me know and text me on there. You know what I mean? Like more videos that you like, videos that you want to send me, send it to me over there on my Instagram. And yeah, man, I'm out.